Welcome to Zero to Gold Cap. This is a challenge where I'm going to go from 0 gold all the way up to a gold cap, which if you did not know, a gold cap is 10 million gold. So we have a very big journey ahead of us. We'll be exploring and checking out many different methods of making gold. Our main goal is to reach a gold cap in liquid gold. So 10 million liquid gold in our bags that we can spend. Follow along and let's make some goddamn gold. Let's go. Welcome to day number 2. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to log into all of our flippers and go ahead and see if we've sold any items. So let's go ahead and start with the first realm and let's see if we've had any sales overnight. Here's the TSM ledger over the past 12 hours. We started this challenge. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the mailbox. So let's see if the mail that we have in the mailbox is sales. Oh, we actually have some sales. We sold some of the Weaver cloth bags that we picked up for only, I think, 200 gold. And then we also sold another item. We'll have to check out what the other item is and how much we actually paid for it. So the Weaver cloth bags, we paid 199 gold for each. So very, very cheap, and we were selling them for 391 gold each. And it only took us 13 hours to actually sell those off. And then the second item that we got right here, we paid 120 gold and then we sold it for 1,999 gold. And then after the auction house cut, we got 1,899 gold. So nice little profit off that flip right there. We've got a sale on this round too, one of the Dark Moon decks. So this is one of the trinkets. We picked those up for extremely cheap, 150 gold, resold it for 379 gold, giving us 229 gold profit. Very, very high sell rate item, meaning that it sells a lot of that item. Third round was nothing and fourth round was nothing. Now, what that is telling me is that we need more items up on the auction house that we're flipping. But what we did have that sold was bags. So we actually have a tailor. So let's go ahead and craft some of the bags. As you can see, we actually saved, I think it was 6 gold by crafting them ourselves instead of buying them off the cheapest possible realm. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll craft up some bags. We need to update the auction house price data so that shows the correct profit right there. But it's around, depending on which realms we sell it on, we're going to be looking at around 100 to 300 gold profit off each of these bags, which is really nice. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to craft these up. We're going to put them in the warband bank, and then we're just going to sell them on the realms where we can make a lot of profit with the bags. That is how we're going to be doing it. So we're going to be using TSM to actually do the crafting for us, just so it can help us buy the items and things like that. So we made a group. We're going to be crafting 10 of each bag. So obviously we need to buy the materials from the auction house. So let's go ahead and grab all of the different materials. We're using the TSM task list. This is a feature with TSM, which basically helps you buy the items from the auction house so you buy the right amount. We'll grab those out of the mailbox, and now we can actually get to crafting. So if we go ahead and we go to our queue right here, and as you can see, we have 40 bags in the queue. So we'll go ahead and I will craft every single one of those and get those ready for us. We actually might have a bit of leftover gold after we've even crafted all 40. So we might be able to craft a few extra. We'll have to see at the end right here. But we're crafting through the bags. Now these bags have a really good sell rate, and if you did not know, they sell on specific auction houses. So each auction house has their own price, their own market. They're not region-wide like materials. So what you can do with these is you can actually sell them on realms that have a much higher price. So you could buy them on the lowest price if you don't have a crafter, but if you can craft them yourself for cheaper, craft a whole heap of them, and then you can spread those out across a whole heap of different realms. That's exactly what I'm doing right here. So we just crafted a bunch of bags. Now we have our 4 sellers right here, 4 different realms, which have their own auction houses. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab out 10 of each bag, and we're going to spread those out across our 4 selling realms. And how my TSM operations is set up is we'll only post the items at a good price. Bags. So as you can see, we're posting them for about 400 gold. Let's grab all of these out move to the next realm that we're selling on, see if we can post them on there. Now the goal is to just keep going through the realms until we have all of our items posted across multiple different realms. But because we're just starting off, we're only selling on 4 realms. Because it's only day 2, we're only selling on 4 realms at the moment, but in the future we'll plan on using a bunch more. If you would like to level up your gold making and make a bunch of gold in World of Warcraft, then I recommend checking out Goldcapped. Goldcapped is a community project where all of the best gold makers make gold guides for you, teaching you all of the latest and best methods of making gold in all versions of World of Warcraft. On the website, we have live price data, so you know if an item is worth farming or is not. We have a bunch of different guides on Goldcapped, anything from gold making guides to flipping guides for all versions of World of Warcraft. We also have a team of the best gold makers that are there to help you out with any questions that you have about making gold in any versions of World of Warcraft. So make sure you go ahead and join the Discord. If you want to become a member, we have 2 options for the subscription, which is $10 per month or $100 per year. If you go with the yearly option, you save an extra 15%. And on top of that, if you use code Buffy10, you also save an extra 10%. Let's get back to the video. We finished off with the bags and I seen the price of the clef hoof leather. I believe that's what it was. The price of this was 500 gold, which is absolutely insane. They do have a very low sell rate. They only sell around 50 per day. However, if we can go ahead and sell a couple of these for 500 gold each, that's some super easy gold. So I came over here and what I'm going to do is farm 44 of these because that's the sell rate that sells per day. So we have a day's worth of them up on the auction house that people can go ahead and buy. We had this all posted up on the auction house. Even the not hide leather was actually worth a lot of gold.
Time is money,
So we've got that all posted on the auction house. The auction house is sitting at 27,000 gold, which is very nice. We've got a bunch of materials or items that will sell fairly well. Alright, let's go ahead and now move on to the next farm. What farm could we do? Now what I like to do sometimes is look at the auction house and see what materials have a high price at the time. So I checked and the Tuskar jerky was over 300 gold and you can farm a bunch of these, and this is a solo gold farm. This is located right here in the Asia span, so this is in the Dragon Isles from Dragonflight. And this location right here, you're going to farm Tuskar jerky. Now Tuskar jerky is used to get a mount. People will need 3 different materials from Dragonflight, and I believe they need 15 or 20 of the material, of each different material. And once they have all of that, they can actually get a mount from Dragonflight. So what we can do as farmers to make some gold is we can go ahead, we can farm the 3 different materials. At this farm, there is one of them being the Tuskar jerky, and then we can sell that on the auction house to those people that want to just buy it off the auction house to get their mount very quickly. And as you can see, you can make a lot of gold from doing this. So I actually ended up doing some testing and I was getting anywhere from around 30 to 50,000 gold per hour. It really depends how focused you are, but on a normal average, if I put them all together, we're looking at 36,000 gold per hour. So this is actually a decent farm, and it's one of the highest farms that we've done so far. So as you can see, we did an hour, or we did 11 minutes right there, and the average is sitting at 41,000 gold. But we'll end up doing a bit more testing here. I do want to do a full hour of this so we can see exactly how much we can make within an hour. Let's go ahead and sell off the items that we just got there. And now also, if you have tailoring from Dragonflight and cloth collection, you need to put 50 points into that. You're going to get a bunch of cloth and bolts when you're doing this farm. And they've actually went up in price a lot. They used to be like 1 gold each. Now some of them go for like, 10 gold, 15, 20 gold each. And you get a bunch of them while doing this farm. So that's a nice extra gold. And then you get a bunch of items to vendor and things like that. So the auction house is sitting at 36,000 gold at the moment. So I ended up doing a full hour of the Tuskar jerky farm. And as you can see on my loot appraiser up in the top left hand corner, we've nearly done an hour right here. and we're sitting at around 36 to 35,000 gold per hour, which is actually a very good amount of gold, especially this late into an expansion. All of the gold farms, the price of items have went down so much because we're at the end of an expansion, where farms that were war within farms, so current content farms, at the start of an expansion, they were making 60,000 to 80,000 gold per hour. Now they're only making 15 to 20,000 gold per hour. Some of them even down to like 10,000 gold per hour. So it's actually very challenging at the moment to find gold farms that you can make a decent amount of gold per hour and have items that actually sell very quickly on the auction house. So this is a decent farm at 36,000 gold for 1 hour. We got a bunch of Tusker jerky, as you can see right there, a bunch of cloth, a bunch of bolts, also maybe meat. So we'll go ahead, we'll get that all posted up on the auction house, and we'll see what the auction house is sitting at now. Let's get these all posted. Now we're going to be selling the Tusker jerky now for 200 gold. Unfortunately, someone had posted it and just wrecked the price by 100 gold, which is so silly. However, that's fine. We'll post those up on the auction house. We still got a lot of gold for those, around 20,000 gold, which I'm super stoked with. And we also had some already posted on the auction house. We'll post up the rest of the items here, and we'll see what the auction house is currently sitting at, because we have a bunch of items up on the auction house, I'm pretty sure. Right, everything is posted with TSM. Now, how much do we have on the auction house? I'm actually super curious. We got the rest of these things posted, so we have nothing in our bags. Nice. Alright, so the auction house is now sitting at 46,000 gold. So it's definitely growing, and these items are selling very, very quickly. We've got another 2,000 gold in our mailbox. Let's grab that out. Brings up the total liquid gold to 6.6 thousand gold. It's now a bit later in the day, and we're going to check all of our flippers. So we have 8,000 gold of sales on this realm, which is super nice. One of the items selling for nearly 8,000 gold. So we picked it up for only 20 gold, and we resold it for 7,999 gold. Then after the auction house cut, we got 7,602 gold. So really nice profit on that item right there. The next round, we've got a Dark Moon deck, which sold for nearly 1,000 gold. That's super good, considering we've been picking those up for like 100 to 200 gold each. So a lot of profit on those. Let's check the other rounds. We got 2 Weather cloth bags. Alright, so now let's go ahead and check out the spreadsheet for today. So here is the auction house total value, which is 452,000 gold. We have a total of 182 items posted across all of the characters that we're selling on. We're currently still just selling on the 5 different characters. On Frostmourne is where I'm farming items and selling them. Then the rest of them is just realms that I'm doing flipping on. So here was the gold tracking for today. So we have liquid gold 15,770 gold. The total auction house value is 452,000, and then we have the 182 items posted across all of the characters for the challenge. Here's the log that we did for the day. We checked the auctions. We seen that we were selling bags, so then we decided to craft some bags and spread those out across the realms that we're selling on. And then we did 10 minutes of the clef farm because the prices of those were crazy. Someone reset it to 500 gold. Then we did the Tusker jerky for 15 minutes. And then later on in the night, we did it for 1 hour for 36,000 gold. Let's check out what the add-ons are saying in game. How are we going so far? So we'll start off with a journal later. This is a great add-on to track all of the gold that you have, all the gold that you've made from all different things on all different characters. This is a great add-on. So we're looking pretty good at the moment. Obviously, we're still only on the second day, and a lot of our gold, we've just reinvested it into items that we're going to be flipping. So here is the total gold on gold stock summary. And then we also obviously have the same up on the very top of the screen that you can see right now. So that was it for day number 2. Hopefully you've been enjoying the series. If you want to learn more about making gold yourself, I recommend you check out GoldCap. It's the first link down below in the description box. It has guides and everything that you need to know for you to make a lot of gold in all versions of World of Warcraft. However guys, if you want to watch the first episode, I'll have the link to the playlist down below in the description box, so go ahead and check that out if you want to watch episode number 1 all the way until the end.